Hello enthusiasts of history and gear. Fast forward to the moment when we embark on an exhilarating journey into the realm of the Dukes of Hazzard. We're not just talking about spectacular jumps and squealing tires though, we're stomping the throttle on the fabled General Lee, the orange Dodge Charger that took center stage and turned it into a television mainstay. This automobile is more complex than it appears. We're going to lift the curtain and reveal all the information you have always wanted to know about General Lee, from its intriguing beginnings to the reason the Dukes enter through the windows. Now, let's move and press the gas pedal. The rise of the General Lee. More than simply a lovely face on wheels, General Lee, the blazing orange Dodge Charger from the Dukes of Hazzard, is more. It's a phenomenon in pop culture with an unexpected history. There's more to this automobile than meets the eye, even though General Lee became famous on the program for its car chases and stunts. Having more than one General Lee wasn't a vanity project. Despite popular belief, the Chargers suffered a lot from all those jumps and skids while filming. The production employed a fleet of Chargers to keep the action moving. Estimates for the number of Chargers utilized vary from about 30 to over 200 over the course of the event. While some were employed for close-up shots or situations where the Duke brothers weren't precisely tearing tires, other stunt cars were specially built for jumps and crashes. The General Lees weren't completely stock either under the hood. Car enthusiasts believe they were equipped with a range of potent V8s, from the regular 383 cubic inch to the fabled 426 Hemi. However, the exhibition never specified the exact engine specs. It's also possible that the suspensions were strengthened to accommodate the show's famous leaps. Of course, there are also the recognizable Dixie horns, a feature that has generated discussions throughout the years. One may recognize General Lee's appearance straight away. Iconic elements include the contentious Confederate flag on the roof, the vivid orange paint job, and the big O1 painted on the doors. The show's rural southern setting and a leftover quantity of paint led to the decision to utilize orange paint instead of the original plan. General Lee's O1 was merely a production choice to set it apart from the other police cars it was pursuing. The reason Bo and Luke Duke consistently entered through the windows is still a mystery though, and could be the most persistent aspect of General Lee. Yeah, it has a certain cool aspect, but the underlying reason is much less glamorous. Due to safety concerns and the need to film stunts, doors were frequently rigged to come off easily or welded shut. Therefore, despite the impression that the Dukes were making it a big debut, they were only adhering to safety procedures. Specs and modifications. Even in stock configuration, the 1969 Dodge Charger was an incredible muscle vehicle. There were several engine options available when it left the factory, but the most popular one was a 383 cubic inch V8 that produced a solid 330 horsepower. This was sufficient to accelerate the heavy Charger from 0 to 60 miles per hour in an exciting 6.3 seconds. A whole second was removed from the 0 to 60 speed with the powerful 375 horsepower produced by the 440 cubic inch V8, for those who were looking for even more power. For the late 1960s, these were remarkable numbers that established the Charger as the undisputed king of the road. However, the standard Charger was not just acceptable to the Dukes of Hazzard. The General Lees had a range of performance enhancements to handle the show's outlandish stunts and fast-paced chases. Since production most likely used a variety of engines throughout the series, the precise specifications are a little hazy. Vehicle aficionados speculate that they used a variety of V8 engines, ranging from the previously mentioned 383 and 440s to the renowned 426 Hemi, a beast with well over 400 horsepower. With these improvements, General Lee would have been able to kick those bothersome Hazzard County police cars out of the way with ease. Another important adjustment had to do with the suspension. The purpose of stock Chargers was not to soar through the skies like the General Lee, but to cruise. The production team probably tightened the suspension dramatically in order to manage the show's hallmark jumps. This would have required swapping out the factory springs, shocks, and sway bars for heavy-duty ones. Although General Lee could not have withstood the punishment of such tremendous leaps, the firmer suspension was a necessary trade-off that would have negatively impacted ride quality. More than just orange. The blazing orange facade of General Lee is a pop culture icon, but its history isn't as spectacular. Originally intended to be white, a practical decision gave the automobile its iconic color. Unused orange paint was discovered by the production, and it was the ideal color for the southern location of the show. The vivid hue had two functions. It provided striking visual appeal and enhanced visibility when filming chase scenes. A further distinguishing feature is the large O1 on the doors. This was a solution born out of need rather than a racing homage. The number set the Duke's vehicle apart from the other police vehicles they outwitted, even though they were using many General Lees. It was a small but important feature that made sure viewers could always tell which orange blur represented Bo and Luke's dramatic escape. The Confederate flag on its roof is the most controversial feature of General Lee's appearance. This sign has a complicated past. For some, it's a symbol of Southern pride, but for others, it serves as a somber reminder of racism and slavery. It is imperative that this sensitivity be acknowledged. The Confederacy's legacy is a heavyweight, even though the show's writers probably wanted to reflect the Duke's Southern roots. Viewers may see the flag's symbolism completely different after years of dispute over its deployment on General Lee. Why they didn't use doors? Have you ever wondered why, in a gesture of calm defiance, Bo and Luke always entered General Lee through the windows? As it happens, the explanation is not quite as spectacular as what you might think from watching television. The actual offenders were safety standards and the necessity of filming action-packed scenes. Climbing through the windows provided a quicker escape in case of crises, but stunt driving is inherently dangerous, and some of the General Lees that were utilized for really risky acts actually had their doors wired to come off easily or soldered shut. Therefore, even though the Duke's windows entrances became iconic, in reality, they were just adhering to safety procedures. The legacy of General Lee. The influence of General Lee on pop culture extends well beyond television. It's a mainstay at auto shows, a common sight on t-shirts and keychains, and a complex reminder of a bygone era. Carefully restored General Lees attract large crowds at auto exhibitions, proving the vehicle's lasting appeal. Items bearing the picture of General Lee are still flying off the shelves, cementing the icon's status in pop culture. Controversy has been raised by the car's Confederate flag iconography. Some regard it as a tribute to Southern heritage, while others see it as a sobering reminder of a terrible history rife with prejudice and slavery. This argument demonstrates how powerful emotions, both positive and negative, can be evoked by the car. Not just orange paint. There's more to General Lee than just an orange Dodge Charger on fire. From its startling multiple car origins to the safety rationale behind the Duke's windows entrances, it's a pop culture phenomenon with a deep history, and there's no disputing enduring significance, regardless of whether you see it as a reminder of a turbulent past or as a symbol of Southern pride. Here, you can discuss General Lee's cultural relevance or share your own fond memories of it. Please click the like button, subscribe for more in-depth looks into pop culture icons, and comment below with your favorite nostalgic item for us to look at next.